On this week's Nonsensible podcast.
There you go.
지금부터 한국말만 할게요.
Whoa.
There we
죄송합니다.
go. There we go.
No,
That's what it's about.
nice.
There we go.
There you go.
Brought that every time with me and went to Hongdae. Hello, my name is Hwang Ma-K.
I'm like January '89, so like 빠른
빠른 말고.
친구들 다
Now we're getting into
Oh,
this.
Wow,
sorry,
so
sorry.
funny.
This is Nonsensible.
Sup, you beautiful bastards. I'm Dave, and we're another episode of Nonsensible with
So,
and our guest.
The Mills.
What's up? Nice
Mills
to
gonna
have
do
you.
it.
Yeah,
Is it start?
yeah, we're
Yeah.
starting. Yeah.
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
begun.
And you can say whatever you want, talk about anything you want. There's no limits in this
Oh, all right.
podcast. We
Yeah.
can talk about everything from sports
Sports,
to relationships.
relationships.
Speaking of relationships, I want to start off the show with a congratulations. I was looking at the news the other day and Don Mills came up and there was mention that you've getting married or got married,
Yeah, I got married, but
technically.
not yet wedding though.
But you've done the paperwork, correct?
Yeah, paperwork. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the marriage life?
I don't know. It's almost the same as before. I get
Yeah.
married.
I guess it's a title more than life change, right?
Yeah, just because, especially because of the corona, right?
Yeah.
COVID-19, we
Yeah.
have to stay at home. But it's better for me because, I watch Netflix with her, go to park with my dog and wife.
Yeah.
That's your honeymoon, right? Just chilling at home is honeymoon, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I went through the same thing. I did the paperwork first
Oh,
and then had the wedding.
wow.
But I tell you what, the paperwork,
Uh-huh.
not a lot changes after you get the paperwork done. Like
Yeah.
not much changes. After you have the wedding,
Wedding?
it changes completely.
That's when it feels
Ooh.
official.
Because it feels like the union has really, because you've done it in front of people.
Mhm.
Right.
The paperwork
yeah.
is you go to the GU office and you're like,
Mhm.
you just sign your name and you give it to them. And
There's a number that you have to
it's
take.
it's exactly what it is. You're
Yeah.
like a number. Nobody really knows who you are. And they're
Mhm.
like, yeah, but whatever, done.
Well, everyone knew
Thank
who
you.
you were, Mr.
Wow.
Sam
No,
Hamilton,
no.
celebrity in Korea. Look at you.
But if you do it in front of friends and family,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
feels like an official union. And you're like, well,
Oh.
that's the stamp of approval now. And it's like, yeah, now we're official.
When do you think you'll have the real wedding?
I was planning this year, but I don't know, maybe next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So early next year. I hope.
I bet you'll have a crazy party for your wedding, right?
Ooh.
Even
Yeah.
just hanging out with you with like 10 people is a
Oh.
crazy fun party. He like stands on the chair and does toasts and
Right on. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Remember our guest, Changmin, our Spanish friend?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he got married too, but he didn't have a wedding. Same
Oh,
reason.
same
yeah,
thing for
same
me.
thing. Just the paperwork right when Corona blew
Oh.
up. So, same thing. It's rough right now. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I went to a wedding recently though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you have to have like very strict guidelines,
Right.
less than 100 people.
Mhm.
But I mean, if you have more than 100 friends, then
It-
Oh.
He's got more than that.
Is everyone in a mask? What?
everyone
Oh,
is in a
yeah,
mask.
yeah.
Do you want me to tell you guys about a COVID wedding?
Yeah.
Oh,
Please.
COVID,
All right,
right.
so there's a reception hall,
Mhm.
and usually there's people before and after in the reception hall, but I don't think that's how it works now. I think there's a bigger time gap between weddings. There's probably a limit to how many weddings they can do. You go there, same thing as everything else. You sign your name, give your money,
Mhm.
QR code check-in,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
and they check your temperature.
Temperature.
I was like, wow, in a wedding. You go to the wedding, table, note, you can't sit next to them, table, you can sit on, table you can't sit on, table you can sit on, table you can't sit on. So everybody's kind of like,
a chair.
yeah, or chair or tables, depends on, what kind of wedding you're in. But there's always a space between
Space
People-
between each
yeah.
person.
space between each person. Everything else is really similar. You cannot take your mask off for anything until after the wedding's over, where you eat, and then then you
What if-
put your mask back on.
What about the photos? Do they take photos like they used to? At
Yeah, they
weddings?
take photos like you used to, except it's just a photo with
masks on.
With mask
100
on,
people with masks on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Yeah. Except the bride and groom
The bride and
didn't
groom have
have their mask on.
they have their mask off for the whole ceremony.
Yeah, the whole ceremony they have their mask off.
What about the photo? You have a photo of friends and family with their masks on.
It just looked
except
like
the two
a
of you.
gangster rap video. Everybody behind you is wearing a mask, and you're just looking cool shit with your beautiful new wife.
A white wedding dress and a tuxedo with white masks.
Yeah.
Put people in scrubs or something, pretend you're in a hospital. I don't know.
Those are the only 2 concerts I've done in a year have both been at weddings.
Weddings.
And it was so awkward. Yeah, it was really weird to perform at a COVID wedding.
In Korea, with weddings, do they have a best man?
Best man. I'm not sure about
I never
that.
thought about that.
Best man. Is
So-
it like
Like your bulal chingu.
best friend?
Yeah.
친구.
So like
Oh.
in American weddings, I don't know how it works in Australia, but you have your wedding and there's the best man, your guy who's there with you, your best friend,
Oh.
your best man.
Maybe in Korea they have like one guy who organizes
the MC.
ceremony. 다음은 신랑 입장입니다. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that guy should be the best man, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Is that going to be
Yeah, it's-
Nuksar?
넉살 or 넉살.
Probably Nuksar, right?
넉살, yeah. He's funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually have funnier guys to do the MC stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little. It's not like the traditional best man we have in the West here. Yeah, it's like they'll generally be like the master of ceremonies here, whereas back in the West, obviously they'll stand next to you for most of the ceremony.
Yeah.
They might hold the rings and give you the rings when you need them.
Yeah.
And you'll have bridesmaids on the other side.
You want to hear something crazy? I got asked to do that,
Mhm.
but an ex-girlfriend
Oh.
asked me to
That's
be her
weird.
ceremony guy,
That's creepy.
her MC at her wedding. I dated her for like a year and a half or 2 years. I was like, no. She's like, why? I'm like, absolutely not. That's super awkward. I don't want to look at your future husband and
Oh.
does he know our
Did the guy
relationship?
like
She's
you
like,
too?
no. No, I was like, does he know our past relationship? She's like, no. I'm like, then no.
That's
I'm
scandalous.
not gonna do that.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
That's just
That's crazy.
Would that make you feel really uncomfortable if your wife asked her ex-boyfriend to do the?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I feel awkward.
Yeah, it's horrible. That's weird, right?
My wife's ex-boyfriend comes to my wedding.
Yeah.
Wow,
He shouldn't
that's
even
crazy.
come.
That's not even okay, right?
It's not okay.
the whole concept of please. What it was because you're probably the most famous person. She knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants someone famous to be emceeing the wedding,
Yeah.
but the fact that you could have blown that up, like you could have said something just completely out of line about your relationship at that wedding, and like, why did that not register with her?
Yeah.
She's probably just a
Silly goose.
Silly monkey.
no. How do I say this? Clout insect.
Cloud chaser.
Inmekshung. I don't know how to say that in English.
Cloud chaser.
Cloud chaser.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that in English. Clout chaser.
Cloud
Yeah.
chaser.
Cloud
Yeah.
chaser.
Oh yeah, cloud chaser. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, I was about to say that
What's wrong
even
with me?
before you tried to think of the word.
What's wrong with me? Yeah.
Have you ever performed at a wedding here?
This episode is brought to you by HP Instant Ink. No one is reading your mind, but HP Instant Ink knows when your printer is running low and sends you new cartridges, so you never have to think about ink. Save up to 50%. You'll pay less than $5 a month for ink and never run out again. Find out if your printer is eligible and enroll today at hpinstantink.com. Conditions apply. For details, visit hp.com/instantink Spotify.
Support for this podcast comes from Invent Together. According to studies, less than 13% of all inventors who hold a U.S. patent are women. Black and Hispanic college graduates patent at half the rate of their white counterparts. But we can fix that by increasing participation in innovation and patenting by underrepresented groups. It would quadruple the number of American inventors and increase annual GDP by almost $1 trillion. Invent Together is a coalition of organizations, companies, universities, and concerned citizens committed to ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to invent and patent. Because the more diverse the American patent system gets, the stronger and more successful our nation will become. What can you do to help diverse inventors patent and unleash economic opportunity? Find out at inventtogether.org. Learn more and take action today.
This episode is brought to you by Athletic Brewing Company. Athletic Brewing offers delicious craft beer that just happens to be non-alcoholic. At only 50 to 70 calories per can, it's for beer lovers that don't want to compromise their social life or choose between having great beer and keeping their edge. The great flavors found in other craft beers simply weren't available in non-alcoholic beer. So they brewed the beer that they wanted to drink and found a better way to make better non-alcoholic beer. Brewing awesome non-alcoholic beer isn't the only way Athletic Brewing makes a positive impact on people's lives. With their 2 for the Trails program, they donate 2% of all sales dollars to maintaining trails and parks that are often underserved by government budget shortfalls. These spaces are at the center of getting outside, being active and mindful, and spending time creating memories with friends and family. Visit athleticbrewing.com and use code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. That's podcast15 for 15% off your first order.
Perform, you mean like
Yeah, rap.
yeah, my cousin's wedding. Yeah.
They
a few
probably
years
call
ago.
you all the time and ask you to do that, right?
Sometimes because my songs they have like I don't know, the lyrics are not like beautiful and stuff.
Yeah.
Not very wedding friendly songs.
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa. Yeah, so yeah, just not much requests from me.
Yeah. Do you have any love songs?
Love songs, I guess 3 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 love songs.
3 love songs.
Any love songs about your new wife?
New wife, yeah, my recent album.
Yeah. Which song?
It's called Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You Make Me Chill, You Make Me Feel Chill. That song?
yeah.
The last song.
Oh yeah, last one.
Yeah.
One there with Yang Dong-gun, YDG.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that one and Terminal is 11th, the second last one.
That's about her too?
Yeah.
Wow,
Before I served the military service, I met her before I went to the army. So
And she waited.
yeah, she waited for like almost 2 years.
That's a big thing in Korea.
yeah, that's a big thing.
That's big.
So when you went to the army, how many times did you see her when you came out?
She comes almost every week.
Wow.
Weekend.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh.
They come, see, and then go.
It just depends on where you're stationed, how much of a
Wait,
pain in
yeah.
the ass it is. If it's
Ah.
like in like Gyeonggi-do, then
Oh.
it's a little bit okay. But if it's out there somewhere,
Yeah.
then it's a lot of effort.
Where were you based?
강원도, 화천.
Hachan.
Yeah, it's far. It's not that far, but
2-3 hours.
It's difficult to get
yeah,
to.
it's difficult to get there.
That's a lot of dedication because also there's obviously a time window of when you can actually you don't get a lot of time to spend together. There's like a little room
Oh yeah,
and you can go like his girlfriend could come and bring food, and they
Right,
could go in
right.
there and eat.
Uh-huh.
But there's a bunch of other people that they're with their friends and family as well. So there's no privacy whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like it's just like the town hall, and everyone's sitting there with their friends on a table. Like it's almost like being in prison.
Yeah.
And you have your family come in, but
Yeah.
there's food, and you can
You can't go somewhere with her?
I can't.
No.
But I remember like once a month I can go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once a month, and yeah, that's it.
What do you think when in the military? There's people who save their vacation days and then go out for a long time, and there's
Yeah.
some people who just like go out like once a month. What do you prefer?
For me, because I had girlfriend.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
More often the
yeah,
better.
more often.
Yeah. You know what's cool about the military visits? I did a couple of them for my friends. My best friend, he was in military when he was there. The shop is awesome. Everything's so cheap.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Like,
everything's so
ice
cheap.
cream, something like World Cone. Do you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
World Cone was, I guess, almost like 500won.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like this.
Like
So cheap.
the skin products and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that too. Super cheap. It's like
Snail cream.
Yeah, yeah.
달팽이 cream.
Is it just because there's like no tax?
Yeah,
on
no
it?
tax free.
Yeah, that's right.
Even like they have like watches and
Oh.
all sorts of stuff that you can get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. How long did you date your wife before you?
6 months before I went to the army.
6 months before.
Almost 6 months.
So it's been like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-4 years. What we're talking a lot. We're here with a rapper, a musician, and we're talking about love life.
Well, I guess it kind of started because, like, we talked about having Don join us on the show, and it just so happened after this had come up in conversation, I'd got on Naver, and one of the things that popped up was Don was all over Naver all of a sudden, and like on the front of the entertainment page on Naver, and nothing against Don, but Don's not one of these people that gets like a lot of coverage on the front of Naver's entertainment pages, but it was like Don's getting married. Like all of a sudden he's announced his marriage. I was like, bam, wow. The timing is just uncanny. So like I couldn't not talk about it straight from the get-go.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And he just put out an album a month ago.
Last month.
Yeah.
Just a month ago.
When did you get out of the military?
Last May 2020.
Oh, okay. I see. You've been out for a while then, but this year's a good year for you so far. An album, marriage.
That's dope.
Yeah. It's bad that I can't perform anywhere because of COVID-19.
Yeah. And your songs are really good to perform live, right?
Right.
And you just had a single come out this week too.
Yesterday.
Yeah. The single
that was remix, actually.
Tebag Life.
Yeah,
right?
Tebag Life. Tebag Inseng.
Who all is on that song again?
Loco. Wait.
Munchman, Loco, Zinazilla.
Zinazilla. Changmo. Super B. Queen Wasabi. And me, myself.
That's
you.
That's
like a lot of people.
That's like an all-star collaboration. Yeah, that's like an all-star game in the NBA.
Your boys with Super B, right?
What?
Your boys with Super B, right?
It's like a Wu-Tang track.
Yeah, I know.
It's sick,
7 or 8 people in that track.
God damn.
Yeah, that was remix,
Let's get into a little bit more about Don the person, though. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into becoming an MC, a rapper? What was the process for you? Like, I know growing up, you kind of spent time in Canada.
Yeah. Toronto, yeah.
For you, was that kind of when you first got interested in music, or was it in Korea where music became a part of your life?
At first, I was maybe 13, 14, like year 2001. I was watching television, and if you guys know, I don't know whether you guys know or not, but there's a sitcom named Nonstop.
Yep.
Nonstop,
You know,
of course, Nonstop.
Is that here?
Yeah,
it's Korean Nonstop.
YDG was there. Yang Dong-gun.
Oh, he was on the show?
He was acting like, he had a big fro.
Yeah.
And what's up? And something like this. And so I was watching. I was kind of little kid, right? Wow, that's cool. And I want to be like that.
Yeah.
I want to be like
the
him.
man, right?
Yeah. And then my father sent me to Canada, Toronto.
Did you want to go?
I didn't know where Canada is.
Dad, where the is Canada?
So he said, you go study. Huh? And I was like, oh, why? I miss my friend.
He sent you there by yourself?
Yeah, at first. And then I stayed there 1 year.
Who did you stay with?
Homestay family?
Homestay family.
Yeah.
Oh,
were they cool?
Wow.
Yeah, they were cool.
Oh, cool.
He's still my friend, Max.
Max. Shout out to Max.
Shout out to Max.
So Max was like your age?
Yeah, 1 year younger than me, but he's my friend. Yeah.
Has he ever come to Korea to visit?
Not yet, but he wants to.
After COVID, let's bring Max in.
He must be so stoked. Like, yo, Dumb Mills became a rapper. Wait, but what did Max call you in Canada?
Mark.
Yeah.
English name.
Yeah.
Was Mark.
That's your Facebook name.
You actually look like Mark Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Hunt.
Got a bit of a Mark Hunt feel to you.
So he must be like, Mark became a rapper? This is sick.
Oh. Yeah, so Max was half Korean, half white. So, he kind of taught me how to wear like baggy pants and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he introduced me about like BET. Do you guys know?
Yeah,
Channel
BET.
49.
Yeah.
beat?
It's 27 in North Carolina.
Wow.
but
Yeah.
It's like 33 in Atlanta.
33.
In
For me, it
Atlanta.
was 49. So, anyway, so he showed me, introduced me a lot of like rap music, hip hop, like music videos there.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah, that culture. So I felt like, wow, this is for me. And I shaped my hair.
Yeah.
I was kind of fat and not short, but I was big kid. I
Yeah.
shaped my hair. And I don't know. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper, something like this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do beatbox. And I ignore kind of like Korean culture.
Mhm.
If someone listen to like Korean music, like ballad,
Yeah.
something like this, then why do you listen to that song? You have
Yeah.
to listen to rap.
Mhm.
I don't know. I was so young.
Yeah.
When you were that age, were you listening to primarily like Western hip hop, or were you listening to Korean hip hop too, or both?
At first I was listening to only Western hip
Oh
hop,
yeah.
but after like few years,
Yeah.
I listened to Korean hip hop too.
Yeah.
Who was the first
Mm.
guy you saw on BET or
BET.
MTV where you were like, yo, he's amazing?
Peaky.
I remember Eminem. It was
Yeah.
2002. So
Yeah.
Eminem and Manny Fresh, Birdman.
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah,
Big timers and
2002.
hot
Big
boys
timers,
and shit. They
yeah.
took
Oh,
over.
wow.
Right.
bro.
Big
Wow.
timers, yeah.
And also Eminem at that time
Yeah.
too.
What album? 2002. What album was?
Was the one with the Without
It
Me?
was Marshall Mathers.
Me.
Marshall
Yeah.
Mathers. By 2002 was Marshall Mathers because Slim Shady LP already came out.
Mhm.
In like 97.
And
or something.
Eminem show came out around
Eminem
2004.
Show.
So it was Marshall Mathers
Oh.
LP for sure.
I mean, that was. I mean, yeah,
at the time
big
it was
album.
Marshall Mathers. It was 50 Cent. Nelly was huge at that time
Yes.
too.
Right.
We had a lot of like
Really?
Bone Thugs and Harmony was popping up
Oh.
too.
Yeah.
Still.
Bones is still kind of popping, right?
Yep. Nelly was so cool back then.
Right. Hot in here.
Yeah, hot in here.
With the Band-Aid on his
Yeah.
face. And the Saint Lunatics.
What about?
Saint Lunatics.
Yeah.
St. Louis.
That was kind of a really interesting era for hip hop because you'd gone from the golden era and it had become a lot more kind of mainstream. So you had you were seeing such a diversity. Like it wasn't just the East and the West. You were seeing a lot Midwestern rap, a lot of Southern rap kind of come up as well.
Yeah, that was when Atlanta blew up with T.I.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ludacris was huge back
Yeah,
then
Ludacris.
too.
Right.
Because I was in Atlanta
Yeah.
at the time, and everybody was just
Wow.
like Atlanta,
Oh.
Yeah.
because I'm from Atlanta. So everybody was super stoked. We had Ludacris, we had T.I., we had
T.I.
Outkast, we
Rubber
had
Band,
you know,
man.
Goody Mob.
Akon was huge back then too.
Oh.
Usher,
Oh.
Atlanta was huge back. Atlanta's still huge, but
Damn.
yeah.
And did your dad know that you were listening to hip hop? And
Did he know that you'd shaved your head?
yeah,
Well, actually, my mom knew it. So she came to Toronto and saw me with wearing baggy pants and shaved head,
yeah.
listening to hip hop rap music. And she said, please pull up your pants. Pull up your pants. I was like, okay, mom, I don't know. This is enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe so at that time I fell into like hip hop culture.
Mhm.
And I loved basketball at that time.
Mhm.
So I saw people playing outside. I don't know, I feel like, wow, this is how I have to be.
Mm.
Yeah.
How I wanna be. So after that, I went to school on September, right? So I met a lot of people there.
So this had all happened before you'd actually even started going to school.
Yeah.
This was like when you'd first arrived in Canada and
Oh.
just getting used to.
Getting used to like Canadian culture.
You shaved your head. You started
Oh,
wearing baggy
yeah.
jeans. Wow.
Got into hip hop, and
That's
then you started
cool.
school.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's cool.
badass.
That's cool.
You got to learn the streets first.
Yeah. Max taught me actually. Max introduced me about that kind of things.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, my
cool.
friend. Yeah.
So
What is Max doing now?
Right now,
He works at a law firm.
the last time I saw him, I met him was 10 years ago because I went back to Korea 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So it was actually, yeah, anyways. So he was studying studying about like he was planning to come like go to Korea and teach English.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Cool.
That was his plan, but now I don't know. Sometimes I talked with him on Facebook. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
He'd be like, I'm good. You're looking good.
He's like, Korea's lit, huh? You're on fire, dog. Mark's killing this.
Yeah.
So was your mom happy that you shaved your head and
No.
all of this
No,
stuff?
Hell no.
What did she say? What?
She said, "Oh my God, you're too fat." Because, because I was fat, and she was like, "Yeah, you're too fat. Pull up your pants."
So you started school, right?
How was school?
Yeah.
Oh, school. Like I told you, like I was so young.
Yeah.
It was great. I attended school from grade 8. So I wear baggy pants with school uniform. It was private school, so
Oh.
it was not that big school.
Yeah.
And
They let you wear baggy pants as part of school uniform.
You can make them
they don't look good though. I mean,
Yeah.
like the teachers, they always say, "Oh, your pants are too big.
Yeah.
Your pants are too low. Pull up your pants, tuck in your shirt." Something like this, but okay. At first, I was like, okay, and then put down my pants again,
Pull out the shirt.
yeah, and
Yeah.
play basketball. And then I went to station, like subway station, right? And bunch of people there, like they made fun of me because I was fat kid and Asian kid, looking like trying to be like
Yeah.
Mhm.
hip hop.
Who was making fun of you?
Like,
Other kids?
yeah, there's a bunch of people like from other school.
Mm,
Yeah, you're fat, Asian.
really?
Damn.
They took my shoes, took
What?
my money.
Oh,
For
really?
Yeah,
Like actual physical bullying and
Yeah.
abuse.
physical
Damn.
bullying. Yeah,
Holy shit.
I was grade 8, and they were like I don't know, maybe grade 10, 11.
Yeah.
Those kids, man.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was so. I got shocked.
So in Canada, you had Korean friends too?
Yeah,
You had some Korean friends too? That's cool.
Korean.
Yeah, I know a lot of Koreans go to Canada.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Korean friends who go to Canada.
So when did you decide to bring it back to Korea and start doing music here?
Oh, you mean the year, right?
Yeah.
It was 2012.
Yep.
2012.
How old were you?
I was like 10 years ago. 25 in Korean age.
Yeah.
24.
And you were just like, it's time to go back to Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd finished all your study in Canada,
I stopped actually. It's not finished.
and what you came back here to? What were you going to do when you came back in Korea?
At first, I came back here and teach English,
Mhm.
like some basic communications.
Uh-huh.
Teach English. Then after that, I went to some like factory,
Mhm.
work at the factory. And
Really?
yeah,
When you came here, was your Korean not that good?
my Korean
Yeah.
Nah, that's just
was same, maybe worse than right now, but
Yeah. Some people, if they go to Canada or live
Yeah.
abroad,
You know, they say that, man, but you just you get rusty, but you never forget. Man.
Yeah.
I've been in Korea
Yeah.
for 13 years. My English I forget words sometimes. That's it.
yeah, or like mix words up.
And you live with if you live with your mother, you're gonna keep using Korean.
I spoke Korean all the time, so I
Yeah.
didn't forget. But the way how I like express,
Or trendy Korean too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the popular words at the time you probably
Right,
didn't
right,
know, or the trends and stuff.
I think
Yeah.
also your expressions probably become a little limited.
Yeah.
If you're not speaking it and you're not in an environment where it's spoken 24/7, your vocabulary is not as
Oh, right.
extensive as it should be.
Yeah.
It kind of gets diminished because you're in a different environment.
And
But beyond that, you're not forgetting the language. You're not
Yeah.
losing it.
You just kind of you lose what words people are using at the time of a generation. So, for example, if you left Korea 15 years ago and you came back now, you might not know what like a kukyum
JMT.
or JMT is and shit like
Yeah,
that.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah. So you just kind of lose the freshness of it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. That's dope. And so when did you start performing here?
right after I came back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who took you? Who showed you the place to go?
At first, no one. I was looking for a concert or performing like spot,
Mm.
and then I saw some like poster. They are looking for like new rappers.
Mhm.
I contact with them. So hey, my name is Hwang Ma K. At that time, my name was Hwang Ma K. Right now, it's Don Mills though. So hello, my name is Hwang Ma K. I'm a rapper. I just came back to Korea like few weeks ago. I wanna have a performance with you guys. And then they said, oh, yeah, come to Busan. Because they were the performance was held in Busan.
Mhm.
So I went to Busan. Yeah. And that's how it started.
Who was the performance with?
Just some other amateur.
Yeah, underground
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
That's cool though. So you came to Korea and you immediately started trying
Yeah.
to find ways to start your career. That's cool. Most people, they say I'll do it, but they kind of don't do it. Or
Right,
they take their time. They say I want to start, but they don't start. You got here and you're just like, I'm looking for opportunity. That's tight. That's cool.
At that time, I had some like mixtapes and demo tapes.
And you wanted to promote.
So I brought that every time with me and went to Hongdae. Hello, my name is Hwang Ma K.
No.
Hello.
Just giving it to random people
Yeah,
in the
random
street.
people.
That's
Uh-huh.
cool.
Yeah, I was searching where like some big labels, big hip hop labels.
In 2012?
2000, yeah.
Yeah, I was in
2012.
Hongdae in 2012.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking the whole time.
I've been in
Oh.
Hongdae since 2011. So
I might give you guys if I saw you guys there.
Yeah, exactly.
What year did I meet you in Hongdae? 2014?
I guess it was 15 or 14
Yeah.
at Into Deep, right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Deep Flow and Utan, everyone.
Oh.
Handing out mixtapes.
No, we performed together. Or I performed with Deep Flow.
You
And you were there.
performed with Blessing and you and Deep Flow.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
Deep Flow, Hyungnim was the...
Yeah, Deep Flow told us that, I just found some sick rappers.
Yeah.
Let's go and watch them.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went to Into Deep.
Yeah.
Look at him
And we had a bo-
smiling.
and
Look
we had
at
a
him
bottle.
smiling.
That was so fun times.
Looks like
bro.
the Cheshire cat over there, ear to ear.
And one son, Young brought us a bottle.
Oh,
That was so fun, man.
your Korean is getting improved, right?
Better than that time,
Oh.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, his Korean's
So
getting
much.
good. Yeah.
It's getting better.
Especially when
I'm-
he drinks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just really shy around these two to speak Korean.
yeah.
But sometimes I speak Korean in front of Dave. Like if I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, I'll do it. But they're so good, that I'm
Oh,
intimidated to speak Korean.
Get out of here.
Yeah, shut up. You're not,
You guys are legendary.
you're not gonna get better with that attitude.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. See, look what Don did. He got off an airplane, and as soon as he got here, was looking at posters and applying himself. He said, "I want to get out there. I want to rap." You're sitting on your ass.
알겠습니다, 형님.
I can't do it.
There you go.
지금부터 한국말만 할게요.
Whoa.
There we go.
죄송합니다.
There we go.
No,
That's
no,
what
no.
it's about.
Nice.
There we go.
There you go.
That's the attitude you need. God damn it.
알겠습니다.
We like to see it here, folks.
The name Don Mills.
Oh, the Mills, yeah.
Where does it come from? I've got information that it comes from a place in Canada where you used to live.
Yeah. I used to live on Don Mills and Shepherd. It was name of the
The street
Don
was
Mills
called
on
Don
Shepherd.
Mills Street.
Don Mills Avenue.
Don
Don
Mills-
Mills Road, I guess.
Don Mills off of Shepherd. Like one street is named Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Don Mills Avenue.
Yeah.
Don Mills
And
Avenue.
when you
Mills Road.
started rapping in Seoul, in Hongdae, you changed your name to Don Mills?
Yeah.
Lucky you didn't go with Shepherd.
Yeah.
Because Shepherd would have been.
Shepherd kind of goes hard, though.
It's kind of hard. I'm the mother Shepherd.
Yeah.
MC Shepherd, maybe.
MC Shepherd.
MC Shepherd sounds lame. Just Shepherd.
Sounds so cute.
Just Shepherd.
Shepherd.
Or the Shepherd.
The Shepherd.
Oh,
The
the
Shepherd.
Shepherd.
Or and
the
if you say it
Shepherd.
like in Korean, like Do Shepherd.
The Shepherd.
It doesn't sound as good.
Sounds good?
dog
It sounds like the
shepherd.
dog Seppade.
Shepherd.
셰퍼드.
Shepherd. It sounds like shepherd.
셰프.
You should have a mixtape of just what your life could have been.
셰퍼드. That's nice.
Oh, you should have an
idea.
alternate personality. Said
Oh,
Shep-
yeah.
Yo,
The shepherd.
the shepherd could be you with long hair listening to ballads.
Wow. Wow.
Country music, like country and western, the shepherd.
That's awesome.
I could see it like holding a shaft. You know, like it gets kind of like a religious kind of connotation to it. The shepherd.
Yeah.
The shepherd has a he
cowboy
walks
hat.
like a walking shaft.
He only goes to
walking
church.
stick.
Hip hop's not for him.
Just walking around. Pull those pants up, boy.
Yeah. What are you doing? Okay, so you were in Hongdae and you started doing like a lot of ciphers and stuff too.
Ciphers and just give away my mixtapes.
In the playground, right?
Yeah, playground.
I wonder if we ever rapped together in the playground. I used to
my
always rap in the
God.
playground.
That's probably why I've never seen you. I used to stay away from the playground at night.
Oh
Yeah?
my God, the
Oh.
playground.
That was like-
Norito, man.
Anyone
Like
who's been to Korea knows that was
Man.
wild.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like people would go in there just to get drunk at night, and that was I'm staying away from that.
Bro, I was
don't
there in
wanna be near it.
2009.
Wow.
And back then it wasn't all right. Back then Hongdae was a little bit different. There was like the punk kids
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And there was a hip hop. The hip hop people were always at NB. The like the punk kids were at like FF and like that.
Yep.
And man, it was crazy back then. People were wild back then in
Wow.
that Norito.
And they
There
had
weren't
like
there weren't so many foreigners. There's so many
Oh.
foreigners now.
they had like the bad.
I don't hate
soldiers.
foreigners. I'm just saying.
Yes, you do.
Oh, all the
There was way
foreigners.
less-
What are they doing?
There was way less.
Yeah.
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 Man, Norito
like-
was crazy.
It's like now I don't stand
Norito.
out so much.
yeah, it's crazy.
I remember when I lived in Yongin when I first moved to
Oh.
Korea. When I first got off the bus and saw Hongdae, I could not f***ing believe it. I
Yeah.
thought it was the coolest thing I ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And like
When was- what
right
year
when you
was
get
that?
off the bus, there's like those bags with the cocktail that you can make
Yeah,
cocktails.
yeah.
And I was like, where are we gonna go drink this? And
Where are you gonna go drink?
Everyone's like,
There's
right
Hobart,
here.
there's Hobart 1, Hobart 2, Hobart 3,
Yeah.
Hobart 4, Hobart 5. There was
Oh my-
Hobarts everywhere. It was all Hobarts.
And you could drink on the streets and
Oh.
outside. I
yeah.
couldn't believe it. And everyone was like, "Yo, what are we gonna do at midnight when the buses stop and the subway stops?"
You
And
take
everyone's
the
like,
5 a.m.
"You
train.
wait, bro.
Yeah.
We stay here till 5 in the morning and then take a bus home from here."
Yeah.
What year is this? What year is this?
2010, 2011.
So 1998, 1999
Oh.
was
19.
back when there still used to be like, they used to have lock-ins. Like a lot of it was still kind of illegal. And they didn't call them, it wasn't clubs, they were called rock cafes.
Rock Cafe.
Yeah. So all of a sudden they'd be like, okay, we're going to turn all the music off. We're turning all the lights off because like there's certain venues you'd go into and someone would be in a car and they'd be on a walkie-talkie. We had 2 girls, 2 guys going down.
Oh.
So they'd open the door at 2 guys, 2 girls. They'd let you in. But then the walkie-talkie, police are coming, police. They'd turn the music off, turn the lights off, and they'd tell everyone, shh, be quiet.
And everyone listened?
They'd lock the doors and pretend like there was no one in there.
He's told this story twice on this podcast.
I've never heard that.
Have I?
He's told this story twice on this podcast.
Have I?
Diane, right? Yeah, twice on this podcast.
Was it when I wasn't here with John?
I swear to God.
I
Sorry.
missed a couple.
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
He's
Sam.
like-
It's been like
he's
a
like the
year of
old guy.
podcast. I don't remember what we talk about anymore.
My memory doesn't
He's like how your
hold up.
dad tells the same. My dad does the same too. He tells the same stories over and over.
Actually, Saul wasn't there. You're right. He told the
Oh.
story when we were lucky. And
I would have
Andres.
I would have remembered that story.
There you go.
Sorry, Sam.
There you go.
I'm sorry also.
It's all right.
So people listened when you told them to be quiet.
well,
Yeah,
they
you don't wanna get-
they tell you to shut up because the cops were outside.
I know, but actually, drunk people actually listened. is
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
don't want to go.
Yeah, because
You wanna get
they,
caught.
they
Yeah.
knew that the cops would come in and raid them. And it was like back then it was a big thing. Like it was a huge, it wasn't anything like the clubs were like now.
Mm.
Yeah.
There wasn't as many of them, but
Yeah.
I mean, it used to rage back then. It used to be a
Oh.
complete different atmosphere.
Let's go back. Let's go into all of that more in detail on our next podcast.
Okay.
We got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're
we
gonna
got to do our
yeah.
next episode.
Uh-huh.
Next episode's going to be the transformation from
Diane's in the
Dawn
back
Mills
like,
to-
shut up. Wrap it up.
from Mark to Don Mills
Yeah, Mark to Don
in the
Mills.
next
In
episode.
the next episode.
Okay.
All right. Now, Don, now is the opportunity. If there's anything that you'd like to plug or promote, now's the time to do it.
All right. So I dropped my album I just dropped my album last month. So gotta check that out if you didn't check it yet. Fresh Up the Boat.
Fob.
Yeah, Fob.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Fob.
That's the title?
One of
Yeah.
Nice.
one of the songs is called FOB too.
Yeah.
Fob.
The name of the album is Fresh Fob, F-O-B. And one of the track from that album is called Fresh Up the Boat
Fob, yeah.
with Los.
With Lowe's.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course I know Lowe's.
So weird
Right
that
on.
Los is younger than us.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Los. You guys are 86?
Yeah.
No, I'm 89.
I'm 86.
80,
January 89.
89?
Yeah, 89.
Whoa.
Oh, so maybe you're not. Maybe Los is a year.
You're the same age as me. I'm 88.
I'm like January 89, so like
Mm.
빠른
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 말고.
친구들 다
Now we're getting into
Oh,
this.
Wow,
sorry,
it's so
sorry.
Yeah. Now, don't forget, if you would like to watch the podcast in its entirety, you can find us on YouTube at The Dive Studios. You can also find us on Instagram
Oh,
at The
Instagram.
Dive Studios.
Dive
You can
Studio.
listen to the podcast on Spotify or on Apple
Spotify.
Podcasts. On Apple Podcasts, that's where you leave the reviews. 5 stars. They're the ones we like.
Ooh.
Thank you very much, everybody. And Don Mills, thank
Don
you
Mills.
so much for joining us today. We look forward to you joining us again very, very soon. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Mill's gonna do it.
Let's go and do it.